On a cold November morning in 2019, a fisherman in Crimson Lake, Minnesota, cast his line into the water, expecting a quiet day. Instead, his hook caught something heavy. When he pulled it up, his stomach turned. A pale, bloated hand emerged from the surface. The police arrived within the hour, and soon the small town of Clearwater was buzzing with news of the body found in the lake. It belonged to Rachel Dawson, a 27-year-old nurse who had been missing for nearly 2 weeks. Her wrists were bound with duct tape, and there was a deep gash on her forehead. The autopsy confirmed what the crime scene suggested. Rachel had drowned. But the bruise patterns and the wound on her head indicated she had been alive when she hit the water. Someone had wanted her to suffer. Detective Mark Holloway took the case, quickly uncovering that Rachel had no known enemies, but her personal life was complicated. Her recent breakup with David Reynolds had been messy, with friends reporting that he had been stalking her. Then there was Lucas Carter, a doctor at the hospital where Rachel worked. Coworkers whispered about a secret relationship between them and had even witnessed an argument days before she disappeared. But the biggest surprise came from Rachel's own sister, Amy Dawson, who had taken out a life insurance policy on Rachel just months prior, despite struggling financially. Each of them had a motive. The detective focused first on David, who claimed he had been drinking at a bar on the night Rachel vanished. But without security footage or witnesses to confirm his story, his alibi was weak. Lucas insisted he had been on a late shift at the hospital, but a nurse later revealed that he had left early. Amy said she had been home alone watching TV, a statement impossible to verify. Then, investigators found Rachel's phone discarded in a wooded area near Crimson Lake. The last text message she sent before vanishing read, "Meet me at the docks. We need to talk." The message was sent to one person, Lucas Carter. Detective Holloway called Lucas in for questioning. At first, the doctor denied any involvement. But when presented with cell tower data showing his phone near the lake that night, his composure cracked. His voice dropped to a whisper as he confessed. He and Rachel had been involved in a secret relationship, but when she found out he was married, she threatened to tell his wife. In a panic, Lucas had agreed to meet her at the docks. The argument turned physical, and when Rachel pushed him, he retaliated, shoving her backward. She stumbled, hit her head against the dock, and fell into the freezing water. Instead of helping her, Lucas had watched as she struggled and ultimately disappeared beneath the surface. His confession led to his arrest, and months later, he was sentenced to 25 years for second-degree murder. The town of Clearwater tried to move on, but for those who knew Rachel, one question remained. Had Lucas acted in the heat of the moment, or had he lured her to the docks knowing what he would do? The waters of Crimson Lake had given up their secret, but they would never reveal the truth of what had really happened that night.